Today's video is all about the weirdest things ever caught on security cameras. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. Number 10. Welcoming bear. The worst kind of wild animal encounter is one that happens in a place you think you're safest, in your own home. If this wasn't caught on camera, we probably wouldn't have believed it even happened. In areas like a wildlife park, or maybe while you're out hunting, the likelihood of meeting a bear face to face is pretty high. When you're just relaxing in your backyard by your pool, though, the last thing you'd expect is a bear sneaking up on you and ruining your nap. To be honest, after looking at this video, it doesn't seem as if the bear is trying to hurt the man. As the guy was soundly sleeping, the giant animal calmly walks up and taps him, as if to ask him a question. When he gets there, the bear takes a sip of pool water and splashes some of the cool water onto its face. He then makes his way over to the sleeping man to see how he was doing. The guy is instantly woken by this action, which seems to scare the animal back into the woods. Surprisingly, after a wake-up call like that, the man is pretty composed. It looks like he was ready to go right back to sleep. His family begged him to be more careful outside. I mean, it's not every day you meet a bear face to face and live. Number 9. The stolen phone. This clip features a group of men sitting inside a convenience store. Suddenly, the shopkeeper's son noticed that his phone was missing. Instead of wasting time, he decided to take a peek at the security footage to see what happened to it. The men watched as a tiny dog entered the building with a little friend, snatched the device from the son's pocket, and nonchalantly walked off without raising any eyebrows. They were shocked to find that the phone was stolen not by a man, but a dog. It's probably safe to say that he's not getting that phone back, and even if he does, it will probably have a few bite marks on it. Number 8. Watch out. We don't know about you, but every time we do something awkward, we always hope no one is watching. Sadly, there are cameras everywhere, especially when it comes to retail stores. A Reddit user commented on a post about bizarre security camera footage. They told their story, writing how they used to work in a shop with large windows. They went from the floor up to the ceiling, so a lot of people who weren't paying attention walked straight into the windows. The user described how their old manager used to keep the best videos of clueless customers to laugh at on slow days. Number 7. A live stream of a burglar arrest. You can put security cameras both inside and outside of your home. When you're at work or out for the day, you can even watch live security footage. That is exactly what a Fairhaven, Massachusetts resident did when he saw 2 burglars digging through his possessions while he was away. The security tape, in this case, is even more impressive since it allowed us to watch not only the burglars casually exploring the home looking for something to steal, but also law enforcement as they pulled up. The intruders were caught red-handed, and the homeowner watched the arrest live. If you weren't already convinced, this story is the perfect reminder to make sure your house is secured. And who knows, you might see some pretty interesting stuff from your security cameras too. Number 6. Highway haunting. While having dinner together, a family from New Mexico saw something strange on their driveway security video. A hazy apparition that looked like a ghost passed from the front of their house. The family was told that a man had previously died on their property before they bought it. But this was the first time they'd seen anything odd. They thought the unusual figure could have been the old resident's ghost. So what do you think? Did you see a ghost, or was it just their imagination? Let us know in the comments down below, and make sure to subscribe to You So Crazy if you liked this video so far. Let's get back to it. Number 5. A weird Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is supposed to be a celebration of love, flowers, and chocolate. But if you're single, it's just depressing. On Valentine's Day in Bangkok 2016, CCTV cameras were watching over paths along the Chao Phraya River. Around 6:30 a.m., something incredible was captured. Zeta Boom, a massive container ship, crashed into the pathway at the harbor. The incident left a devastating trail in its wake, despite the fact that repairs were made right away. It also left behind this amazing video footage. Number 4, falling crane. One of the biggest car import and export hubs in the United States is the Blunt Island Marine Terminal in Jacksonville, Florida. Every day, merchandise enters and exits without a problem. But on one faithful Wednesday afternoon, the city was struck by severe winds. They were so strong that a 950-ton crane was pushed along its rail. As it went, it collided with other structures. The event came to be known as the Blunt Island Crane Disaster. Port employees were seen moving around the surveillance footage as usual. The forklift then picks up speed over the tarmac. In a motion similar to Newton's cradle, the crane hits a nearby crane as it rolls in from the right. These two cranes eventually fell to the ground in a mangled heap of steel. The cranes each cost about $6 million, meaning $12 million was lost after this incident. Cleaning and repairing the other damaged structures cost the Jacksonville Port Authority an additional $1.6 million. It was very lucky, though, that the cranes weren't being used at the time, and no one was injured. Number 3, disturbing noises. Jerome Kennedy from Pennsylvania started to hear unsettling noises coming from his attic, just above the bedroom where he, his wife, and their children all slept. He decided to install a secret security video camera in the attic after the sounds continued for several weeks. Obviously, he wanted to find out what was happening. What he discovered after reviewing the security tape completely baffled him. Their 69-year-old neighbor was caught on camera crawling around in their attic with a drill. For weeks, he'd been listening in through holes he drilled in the family's walls and ceilings as they slept. When Jerome Kennedy saw the unsettling footage, he went straight to the police. The neighbor was taken into custody and charged with stalking, criminal trespass, and burglary. Who knows what he was doing up there? Number 2, ghost dog. Dogs can come in handy during dangerous times. They act as little security alarms, and in some cases, guards. If you only had security cameras, you wouldn't know what happened while you were sleeping, unless you went back and watched the tapes. But you can receive updates in real time with dogs. Just before going to sleep, one homeowner heard weird noises coming from outside. He examined the CCTV footage since his dog was barking like crazy, and he too tried to go look for himself. The man watched his black German Shepherd playing with an unknown white dog. When he finally went out to check, he noticed his dog panting and pacing heavily. He was confused, obviously, since his fence was 8 feet tall, and a dog that small could not have jumped over it. He reviewed the fence, looking it over to make sure the animal had not dug up the foundation and wandered inside, but everything was in good shape. He wonders what his cameras captured that night. Many think it might be a ghost dog. And last but certainly not least, number 1, the not-so-happy chef. This next clip is probably the craziest on our list. A Chinese chef from the province of Henan noticed that his soup constantly smelled bad no matter what he did. He eventually was fed up and installed a CCTV cameras around his restaurant to keep an eye on things while he was away. The next day, he was absolutely horrified by what he witnessed. He knew that sometimes strange things happen in the dark, but nothing could have prepared him for what he saw. A strange man opened the pot and poured something into it from the container he was holding. If that wasn't enough, the intruder then closed the pot after taking off his pants and urinating inside. It turns out a competing next-door restaurant owner was the culprit. The chef decided to call the police, who captured the suspect and charged him in court. If you enjoyed this and want to see more You So Crazy videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. From ghostly sightings to masked intruders, our channel is your go-to destination for all things strange and unusual. So if you're a fan of the weird and wonderful, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you never miss a moment. And if you have any stories of your own that you would like to share, make sure to leave us a comment. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.